Bible says our sin separates us from God, and that's why you and I experience separation from God. You and I are born as sinners. Each and every one of us, guess what? We've broken God's law. Whether we realize it or not, each and every one of us has broken God's law. I'm standing here before you to tell you this. Will Graham is a sinner. Will Graham has broken God's law. The Bible says that each and every one of us in here, the Bible says, for we have all sinned. We have all fallen short of God's perfection, His glory. My friends, each and every one of us. And the Bible says, when we break God's law, just like if I turn left when I'm not supposed to turn left, guess who likes to follow me? I wasn't driving. The nice men with blue lights like to follow you. And it's not a sale going on at Kmart. You break the law, guess what? You get a ticket. There's a fine. There's a punishment you have to pay for. The Bible says that when we break God's law, do you know what the punishment is? Death. We deserve death. My friends, that's a price that you and I can't afford. We can't afford death. And so God sent His Son on a rescue mission. See, there's a dilemma. Let me ask you this one question. It's the same question my professor asked me in college. He said, Will, I went to Liberty University. Matter of fact, Mark Christian, my MC, Liberty grad. I'm a big grad. Stevie Van Dusen over here on the cameras, a Liberty grad. And Michael Tate. DC, with DC Talk and now with the Newsboys, he's a Liberty grad. So I'm sitting at Liberty. And I'm going to class, and the professor says, Will, I want to ask you a question, all right, in front of the whole class. How good do you have to be to go to heaven? Everybody's looking at me, kind of like what you're doing right now. The pressure's on. So, as redneck as I am, I put my hand on my head, because this makes you think better somehow. And I'm sitting there, and I'm thinking, oh, I know I'm not perfect. But I know I'm going to heaven. I'm not perfect, but I know I'm forgiven. I said, all right, I got the answer. I said, I don't have to be perfect. I just have to be forgiven. He goes, Will, you're absolutely wrong. Talking about busting your bubble in front of everybody. He said, Will, you have to be as good as God to get to heaven. My friends, he's absolutely right. You have to be as good as God to get to heaven. Remember, man is sinful. Man is sinful, but yet God is perfect in all His ways. He's holy. He's never committed any sin. He's made no mistakes in life. But yet here, you and I over here, we're sinners. We're breaking God's law. And so there's nothing that we can do to get over that. There's nothing we can do to get across this gap, this void. Men and women have tried religion. And religion is any attempt trying to get back to God. My friends, there's nothing that we can do to earn our way back to God. There's not enough good we can do to ever atone for our sin. There's not enough. Remember, it's only death. Man has tried philosophy. They tried education. All those things are wonderful, but guess what? They will never get us back to God. So how can an imperfect person like Will Graham ever have a relationship with a perfect God? My friends, that's the dilemma in life. That's why God sent His Son Jesus on a rescue mission. That's why God sent His Son Jesus Christ. He sent His Son, Jesus Christ. See, that's the difference between religion. Tonight I'm not asking you to join a religion. Tonight I'm asking you to come to Jesus Christ. Because religion is trying to make your way perfect enough, trying to get to God, but we can never do it. It falls short. That's why tonight I'm asking you to come to God, because God, instead of us going to God, God came down to us. Hallelujah. And God came in flesh, and His name was Jesus. And He lived a perfect life, the life that you and I were supposed to live, but we never did. So God sent His Son to die. Remember, for the wages of sin is death. He went to die. He was perfect. He didn't have to die, but He did anyway. As the Bible says, He became sin, who knew no sin. He became the sin. He took your sin and my sin and went to the cross and paid the debt. And in return, he took our sin. In return, he gave us his righteousness. Now that's a big, stinking long word that means perfection. God gave us his perfection. So now that when God looks down, he doesn't see sin on us. He sees his blood of his own son. He says, come into my presence. I welcome you. And that's why I'm here to tell you, Jesus died on the cross for you.